Welcome to the Tech Talks Daily Podcast, where you can learn and be inspired by real-world examples of how technology is transforming businesses and reshaping industries in a language everyone can understand. Here is your host, Neil C. Hughes.
Welcome back to the Tech Talks Daily Podcast, where things are getting a little bit cold, wet and windy here in the UK, and I'm already missing those endless summer nights. But before my seasonal affective disorder kicks in, Jake Athey, VP of Marketing and Customer Experience at Widen Enterprises, which is a provider of digital asset management and product information studios and product information solutions. He's going to join me on the podcast and brighten up my day. That's his challenge. And he's going to discuss the value of digital asset management, which you may find under a horrible acronym, DAM, D-A-M. We're going to talk about the value of digital asset management as part of a core brand and marketing channel strategy, and how effective management and efficient use of content is becoming increasingly critical to maximize return on marketing investments. And we'll also talk about ways to ensure brand consistency to increase revenue and drive customer retention. But of course, this is a tech podcast, so we also want to find out a little bit more about the technology that makes all this possible, and explore a few areas that, for many of us, including myself, outside the world of marketing and MarTech, maybe we can all learn a thing or two along the way. So buckle up and hold on tight as I beam your ears all the way to Wisconsin in the US, where Jake Athey is waiting to talk about all this and much more. So a massive warm welcome to the show, Jake. Can you tell the listeners a little about who you are and what you do?
Yeah, hello, Neil, and hello, everyone. Thank you for listening here today. I'm Jake Athey, VP of Marketing and Customer Experience for Widen, which is now an Acquia company. And so very proud to represent Widen and Acquia here today. In my role as VP of Marketing, I oversee marketing and sales, as well as customer experience. And really great to continue this journey with Widen. I've been with Widen for 17 years. It's really been my career journey since I started college, or began when I was in college as an intern, and have been able to carry through the entire time. And we've been able to see the company and the industry evolve and really grow greatly since that time.
Like you say, 17 years is a long time. You've been on quite a journey there. But I'd like to take you back even further than that. I mean, can you remember your origin story, where your passion for tech came from and how it collided with digital asset management? Can you remember what put you on this path?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, when it comes to my origin story, since I've been with Widen since I was attending the University of Wisconsin-Platteville, which is known as an engineering school. I went there with the intention to become an engineer, a civil engineer. In fact, I always wanted to build bridges. I was always into architecture and bridges growing up. However, I was also intrigued by the field of marketing. And so I did end up going the route of business administration versus engineering with a marketing emphasis. And I learned that as a marketer, I had the opportunity to build bridges of a different sort. And that just continued to be a passion as I entered the workforce to be able to market to marketing professionals with this emerging category known as digital asset management. Really, it's all about helping brands manage and harness the value of their content so they could better connect with their customers and their audiences. And so remarkably, my interest in becoming a bridge builder came full circle as I was able to essentially marketect the ability for brands to better serve their customers, essentially connecting audiences through content.
Love that. And like you said, that path led you to Widen Enterprises, which is a provider of digital asset management and product information solutions. But for everyone listening, or wherever they are in the world, and if they're hearing about you guys for the first time, can you expand on the kind of problems that you solve for your customers?
Yeah, absolutely. And so digital asset management and product information management, fancy acronyms that include DAM and PIM, now part of Acquia, which is a DXP, or a digital experience platform, is all about helping brands of all shapes and sizes better connect their communications with their customers. And a lot of what we specialize in with regards to digital asset management is to help organizations really manage all of their visual content, the images, including logos and photos and videos and documents and creative files and training materials, all of that rich media that brands are creating volumes by volumes of today to really connect with their teams and their sales and go-to-market channels for marketing purposes, for sales purposes, and service purposes. And so at its core, with digital asset management and the close sibling that we've brought about in the last year of product information management, or PIM, to help manage product content, including product copy, text and specs, pricing information for product purposes for all channels, but particularly e-commerce. This is to manage content centrally, which is the number one challenge that we solve, is to help really break down the silos of content living in different places, managed and used by different teams. We seek to help organizations bring all of that content together, to centralize that, to overcome that content chaos, so to speak. And so that's always the first problem that we seek to solve with our customers. And from there, we seek to build on that by helping connect that content with all of the disparate and connected places where content is being used, where it's being delivered, where it's being consumed, so that we can help brands improve brand consistency and improve how they bring new products and services to market through content, which this day and age is by and large a content-driven experience. So some of the other problems that are secondary to all of that include consolidating redundant tools, as many marketing organizations have assembled lots of different types of tools, and we help to ensure that they're getting the most value out of all of their tools, that it's including getting the most value out of all of their content. I've already spoken to the brand consistency point, but with regards to brand consistency, that is so important today, because really everyone in the world navigates the challenge of building trust with their audiences. And in order to build a trustworthy brand, you have to be consistent in what you stand for, consistent in how you represent yourself across all channels and all of the people and vehicles that really carry your brand message to market. And so part of that is making sure that everything is on brand, everything is current and consistent. And Widen helps us solve those challenges now with Acquia.
And like you said, it is incredibly important right now. And I'm conscious that we will have a lot of people listening that are new to this topic. Maybe they're outside of the world of marketing and MarTech, etc. So can you tell me a little bit more about the value that digital asset management, DAM or DAM, as you said there, the value of that around the part of a core brand and marketing channel strategy, for example?
Yeah, absolutely. And so typically digital asset management is affiliated with the field and the discipline that is marketing, as well as sales enablement. But content has really become a discipline in and of itself, content as a function of the business, because it spans all areas of the business. And part of the value of digital asset management, as well as product information management, is to help everyone across the organization utilize its investments in content to better connect with all of their customers. And so part of that value includes increasing efficiency and effectiveness of go-to-market campaigns of all communications channels. And that includes marketers and sellers, service agents, and even including internal employees to better represent the brands that they represent. It also can be of value to help in driving revenue, to connect with market opportunities faster. Again, because in this day and age, a lot of the product and service experiences that we have with a brand is through content, at least in some portion of that experience. And so this can better connect to revenue opportunities. Also, something that every organization grapples with today in this information age is the security and compliance with how content, particularly licensed content, should be used. And so digital asset management aims to help marketers, brands, and everyone represent those organizations minimize the risk of content use violations. So those are the three core areas with regards to the value that digital asset management really brings. And that is to improve efficiency, to better connect with revenue and new market opportunities, and to help minimize risk.
And just to bring to life everything that we're talking about here, do you have any use cases or examples of how effective management and efficient use of content is critical to maximize return on those marketing investments?
Yeah, absolutely. And so we've done a few surveys or a number of research surveys in this industry, and this includes some statistics that include how customers value DAM and why they invest in DAM, continue to invest in DAM. 65% report that it's all about increasing that operational efficiency, and nearly 50% report that it's about managing brand consistency more effectively, which again goes towards building brand trust. And then also about 50%, about 46%, in fact, report that it improves the return on their marketing investments in content to help get more value out of those content investments, which, as any marketer can relate, they're putting a lot of investment in content creation.
And I appreciate this is a pretty big question, but for business leaders listening, what ways can businesses better ensure brand consistency to increase that revenue and continue to drive customer retention? Is there any insights you can share around that?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the first thing, particularly from where I come from, it's about helping brands make sure that they have that single source of truth for what is considered all of their brand assets. And that might include all of the visual brand assets, as well as the textual brand assets, and messaging can include everything from colors and typography to photos and videos and documents, as well as the marketing or go-to-market messages and communications that they want everyone who represents their brand to be able to utilize as they carry forward their brand stories. And so when everyone's working with that same central source of truth, you can ensure that there is a consistent go-to-market message and consistency across all communications channels and carriers of that message. And also, with regards to how we've been working to help our customers ensure brand consistency, we've been working to make sure that people are tying the need of content management directly to the top priorities that senior leaders have for their organizations, which includes a number of challenges that I'm sure we're all grappling with regards to some of the top, say, marketing priorities that marketing leaders care about most. It's making sure that we're tying content management best practices to things like launching products faster and expanding into new e-commerce channels, something many organizations have been grappling with in the last couple of years. Also to help streamline workflows and integrate their processes and systems to better create efficiencies for the employee experience that will carry through to that customer experience. And then again, publishing brand approved content in an accessible manner really supports the need for everyone to be able to utilize that content effectively. And then you can monitor some of that effectiveness with some of the tools that support that.
And as this is a tech podcast, the question I've got to ask, of course, is what role does technology play in all this, and what role will you see it playing in the future as well?
Yeah, absolutely. I really like that. And so content is really king for a lot of brands today, but it takes a village and it takes a wide array of technologies to support how content is created, how it's managed and governed, as well as how it's utilized and distributed or published across the enterprise or across their customer experience. And so I work in MarTech, marketing technology, one of the very fast growing spaces over the last decade. And MarTech really is a wide space that helps marketers work more efficiently, communicate more effectively, and better measure their efforts. And so some of the tools that we commonly integrate with and work with would include digital experience technologies that include web content management, marketing automation, and multi-channel marketing hubs, sales enablement tools, social media platforms, all of the different places where content really helps shape that customer experience are among those technologies that come into play here with a content-driven experience, let alone a lot of the tools and platforms that we as content creators use to bring those ideas and that creativity to life to really help tell our brand stories. And so that can include creative tools, creative clouds, that can include office tools, that can include a wide mix of media, including podcasts. It can also include work management and project management tools, because marketers and creative and content teams, they're working on many different priorities at one time. And so it takes a village and it takes a wide set of systems to really help manage that entire flow of content across its life cycle to create, manage, distribute, and analyze or understand the use of that content.
And there is a huge buzz at the moment around the world of marketing technology and the entire market space. So as someone that must be working, well, you're working in the heart of this, and someone that must follow those trends very closely, is there anything that excites you about emerging technologies and how they're going to continue to transform the industry moving forward?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, there's a lot that excites me about this space, and it's part of what I take a great passion and be a part of it for the last 17 years. And the fact that it's always changing, always evolving, there's something always new in the world of marketing. Yet it really all comes back to how do you best create and communicate value for your customers? But of course, as customers' needs are constantly changing, their preferences are always changing. We have a lot of things to pay attention to with regards to security and privacy. What I'm most excited about is how marketing technology can help brands better connect with their customers, and how customers can take control of how they get the best value and the best experience from all of the brands and the organizations, the products and services, the causes, the institutions that they seek to invest their time, their attention, and their dollars into. So really putting the customer, the very end customer, in control of that experience is one of the things that I think is very exciting, taking shape in the world of marketing technology, and how brands can deliver personalized, omni-channel, and connected experiences by connecting the content, the tools, and the people that make all of that happen. Is a very exciting time to be in MarTech. So that's one of the things. And I'll also add, one of the other things that I think is very exciting about marketing is the world of data and analytics. Being able to understand how our marketing investments are paying off, being able to understand how customers are interacting with our content, interacting with our brands, interacting with our different people and systems, I think is very important to really help prove the value of the marketing discipline.
And looking towards the future, is there anything you can share, maybe any teasers or hints on what's next for Widen Enterprise and what your big focus is going to be in the immediate future?
Yeah, absolutely. And so at the time of this podcast recording, we're just about to host our annual Widen Summit virtual this year, and I'll be sharing more about that. But I'm really excited about sharing how we bring Widen DAM and PIM capabilities more into the world of Acquia's digital experience platform, as well as many other technologies that really shape that digital customer experience through integrations with a wide variety of applications that really go into help shaping that end customer experience. So one of the things I'm particularly excited about is how Widen will integrate with Acquia's Drupal cloud, with its marketing cloud, with its customer data platform, and how we can better help customers help their customers ensure that the content that they're presenting to their customers, or the content that their end customers are consuming, is in line with customer preferences and what types of content and messages they seek to receive. So I think that's a very exciting place for us at Widen, the DAM people, the content management people, to better extend our capabilities directly through to the end customer experience as Acquia's broader digital experience management or digital experience platform can better serve.
Well, we started our podcast talking about your origin story and your 17 years that you've spent with Widen Enterprises, and you've got a great journey ahead of you too. But a question I've got to ask is there a particular song that's been that's inspired you in the past, been the soundtrack to that origin story, or just helps you get your head in the zone before going on stage at your summit or something like that? Is there a song and a story you can share with us?
Sure, absolutely. And so, I guess my jam that's been that source of inspiration for 17 years and longer is Eye of the Tiger, of course, from the Rocky soundtrack. But Eye of the Tiger, I think that's been something that's helped myself as a marketer and the teams that I'm proud to lead stay focused on the thing that matters most, and that's making sure we deliver and create value for our customers. So Eye of the Tiger.
What a great choice. You cannot go wrong with that. I'll make sure that's on the Spotify playlist. But before I let you go, for anyone just wanting to find out more information about Widen Enterprises, the work that you're doing, ask your team a question, what's the best starting point and how they can find you online?
Yeah, absolutely. If you want to learn more about Widen or Acquia, you can go to widen.com. That's www.widen.com, or acquia.com, ACQUIA.com, or feel free to connect with me directly on LinkedIn. You can find me, just search Jake Athey on LinkedIn.
Fantastic. I'll have those links to the show notes so people can find you nice and easily. It's been great chatting to you today and discussing all things digital asset management, content strategy, brand consistency, and sales within the MarTech space. But more than anything, it's your very human story, that 17-year journey that you've been on, and a great song to boot. So thanks for sharing that with me today.
Yeah, thank you so much, Neil, and all listeners on today's podcast.
So a huge thank you to Jake for coming on here and sharing his story with us all today. Thanks so much for listening to the podcast today. And remember to check out Hirect, the sponsors of this month's podcast. The Hirect app uses advanced data technology to efficiently match job seekers and recruiters, all based on their preferences and behaviour. Rather than hanging around in your inbox, you get curated candidate recommendations that fit your job requirements. And their technology also means you can chat directly with ideal candidates in much the same way as you would on something like WhatsApp. And in doing so, you accelerate the hiring process up to 10 times faster than traditional ways. So for me, anything that eases pressure on the already bulging inbox and waiting around for replies, worrying if they've gone to the spam folder, has to be a great thing. Remember, you can download Hirect from the Apple and Google Play Store for free. Give it a try. Let me know what you think. So email me, techblogwriter@outlook.com. My website is techblogwriter.co.uk. Keep your questions, comments, insights, experiences coming over. But a big thank you for listening. And until next time, don't be a stranger.
Thank you for listening to the Tech Talks Daily Podcast with Neil C. Hughes. Remember, technology works best when it brings people together.